Could this be what leads to a real estate crash? Now, be advised, I don't believe there's a real estate bubble, not in any stretch. No way. Not at all. That doesn't mean, though, just because there's not a bubble, that prices haven't gone up too rapidly. And also doesn't that those two things, just because one happened doesn't mean we're in a bubble. On top part of that, just because we're not in a bubble doesn't mean prices can't come down quickly either. I mean, my goodness, we've seen stock markets crash all the time. When I say crash, I'm talking about a 25% decline without being in a bubble. It's just because things aren't bubbled doesn't mean they can't come down significantly and painfully. So I don't believe we're in a bubble, and I look at many different counties using the Census Bureau data, and I just don't see it. But again, times are weird, man. So let's read this article. My man Junior sent this to me, or at least an article from the Florida Realtors, and I was just kind of browsing their website, and I came across this. What happens after the foreclosure ban ends on July 31st? Some foreclosures were postponed due to the pandemic, but for some homeowners, COVID-19 forced them into foreclosure. In either case, a courthouse backlog is likely. Though most at-risk homes will be listed for sale before any foreclosure can be finalized. So most at-risk homes will be listed for sale. That's interesting. All right. Time is running out for thousands of South Floridians who are facing foreclosures on their homes. All right. But I want to show you guys something here, right here. Some experts warn about a deluge of pent-up foreclosure cases they believe will flood the courts and possibly depress the local real estate market. Here's Marjorie Gallant, a Broward-based mortgage lawyer who's been studying the trends. Courts are going to be swamped. I believe we're looking at the probability of overwhelmed courthouses. Laura Wagner, who's the executive director for a nonprofit Floridians for Honest Lending, says property values have gone up, which gives the banks a big incentive to foreclose. What happens in an environment like that? The courts get inundated, which leads to pressure to clear those cases. Troubled homeowners will get lost in that case. And then, let's see. In 2008 crisis that crippled the economy, the number of cases led to what has become known as rocket dockets, a tendency in courts to focus on clearing cases. Homeowners did not benefit, says Wagner, as it was easier to give banks what they wanted than the homeowners what they need. Let's just check this out. Broward County, 2,100 foreclosures are listed as pending. Those are the cases where the banks filed suit to take possession of the property. They usually resolve by auction, short sale, or in cases where the owner can work out an arrangement with a lender. Rocket dockets discourage arrangements that benefit the borrower, especially when home prices are up and banks can get more from new customers than from the old ones. Hiding behind the statistics are thousands of cases that have not been filed because of the pandemic and the moratorium. So far in 2021, just 468 new foreclosures have been filed in Broward County. At this point last year, there's 1,365. And in 2019, with no pandemic, there were 3,692. The figures were similar in Miami-Dade and Palm Beach County, and not so much, they're not available in Palm Beach County. The implications are stark. Thousands of delinquent homeowners could see cases filing start August 1st. Thousands of additional homes on the market could drive down prices and property values, which could be seen as good news for home buyers, but maybe not so much home sellers, home buyers if they got the liquidity. Only that you still gotta, how do you get it appraised? If it's tracking $100,000 over appraised value, how do you get a loan for that? You can't. I don't know. It's nuts. Anyway, the federal agencies and programs are continuing to allow homeowners who have not taken advantage of forbearance. Okay, gotcha. Through the CFPB, the federal government is requiring mortgage service companies to work with borrowers to help them stay in their homes. That could partly offset the bank's incentive to foreclose or push options that result in displacing homeowners. Anyway, this is interesting. Will this lead to a? It's almost like the bank has every incentive to foreclose on you because they're like, look, dude, you owe us $300,000. We can get $400,000 selling that property just like that, and get rid of the risk of your debt too. No, never mind. On top of that, how many people have said, I can't afford this house anymore. I'm going into put my property on the market simply because the moratorium's up, and I can get a decent value for it now, which would bleed this flood in supply of homes. Those people got to live someplace too, I grant you. So it's not like those people are out of the market, but with that increased rent, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. So keep your eyes peeled. Tell me what's going on in your neck of the woods. I am starting to see on Zillow and Realtor, I get updates every now and again. Prices decline more so than I was seeing before. So that's interesting to me. And we'll see if that's a trend. Keep me posted. I'd like to hear what your thoughts are. All right, thanks now.